Your Majesty, how are you doing?
As you can see, I am very frail from my illness, but I thank God, I am here and alive.
Thank you for having us today. The British claimed that they were acting in response to your soldiers eliminating a peaceful party they had sent to bring you presents at Christmas.
What is Christmas? My people had no idea about Christmas. We had our sacred ancestral ceremony during that period, the Higel Festival, and the British party led by Lawyer Phillips knew that and was told to wait for just 2 days for me to complete my fasting, but he said he was too big and too busy to wait for us to complete our ceremony. He decided to invade our private ceremonies during my fasting and prayer period, and when no one was allowed to talk to or disturb me, putting together a party of over 270 officials and soldiers, he set out to march on our city against all advice that this was an unwise move. My Chief of Army Staff saw this as a deliberate act of unprovoked war declaration and acted accordingly to defend our city.
What would you like to say in response to that? The British reported that you were the last person to evacuate your city when it was being burned to the ground. It must have been very painful for you to watch centuries of your ancestors' hard work burned to cinders. Why did you wait till the bitter end?
What would you have done if you had been in his position? You just imagine this. I had recently, in the new year, blessed all my people's households and prayed for their prosperity this year. Then 1 month on, the city is burning and I flee with the people. How would that have made us look as divine king of the people? My duty was to watch over their houses and the city until there was nothing left. My ancestors would have expected this of us.
The papers reported widely about the treasure trove in your storerooms. The British reported finding intricate bronze plaques, ivory and terracotta artwork of the highest quality covered in the dust of age. What was the idea behind this?
We were renovating the palace and put this away for safekeeping. I must add that most of the works the British found there had been in the storerooms for centuries. My ancestors wanted to record and preserve their history in expensive and durable forms. It is one's duty to uphold this desire.
Your Majesty, you now live in Calabar. How have things been with you? Has it been difficult adjusting to your new position?
Traumatic. Losing one's place in the world is never easy. Having to cope with being a nobody after being a king in charge of a proud and industrious people and of a country is very humiliating, but one has to do all one can to survive, even a once-upon-a-time king like me. One day, one of my children was playing with other children. One of them deliberately headbutted her, injuring her badly. She suffered a fractured jaw and an inflammation and was in pain for months. When her mother complained to the local chiefs here, all they did was to ask that child to apologize, whereas in my custom back home, the child's parents would have been fined heavily for not having their child under control. It was painful for me as a father knowing that I cannot even protect my own family when others want to deliberately hurt or harm them.
What one incident stands out for you? What would you like to say to the British?
I have this message for the British. Congratulations, now that you have opened up your trade routes on our soil. But make no mistake about this is not the end of the Kingdom of Benin.
Your Majesty, have you any final words?
Yes, tell in the world that whenever they come across a Benin artwork, they should look deeply at the composition and use the narrative it tells to pass on the history of a great rainforest kingdom that existed on the West African coast from 40 BC till the British sacked it in 1897. One lesson we made sure we taught our people was, when the going gets tough, the tough must get going. This mindset sets superior stock apart from all. You have no idea just how difficult it has been. Some people deliberately scorn you with impunity for the sake of just being able to do so. Your Majesty, thank you for giving us so much of your time today. We hope you get better soon so you can leave the hospital and return home. The following day that His Majesty passed away in hospital, he never recovered from his illness and never returned home. At the time of his death, he was far away from his people and their traditions, and so his traditional burial ceremonies could not be observed in full. His Majesty Ovonramwen died on Wednesday, January 14, 1914.